We now present an address to the nation by the Prime Minister of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, the Right Honourable Dr. Denzil L. Douglas.
Fellow nationals, residents, good afternoon. 5 years ago, you assigned to the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party a most important responsibility. You assigned to us the complex and demanding task of leading this country, and for this, we thank you. Indeed, your votes made clear your desire to have the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party fill 75% of the seats in St. Kitts. And for that, again, we thank you. From a position of strength and not of need, our newly elected Labour government immediately reached out to the island of Nevis to ensure that they could participate at the highest levels in the cabinet of the Prime Minister, and for their constructive and collaborative contributions ever since. We all owe them a debt of gratitude. From the moment of our election in 2010, fellow nationals, residents, my government has embraced with competence, energy, and tenacity the difficult and complicated responsibilities that running a country entails. No one in our federation could have known at the time of our country's last election that the world would practically spin out of control in years to come, with a global crisis lurching and lumbering ever forward, wreaking havoc in one country after another. Indeed, today, in January 2015, Greece, which had dominated so much of world history, remains in deep social and economic crisis. And Europe is being described in The Guardian as, I quote, a continent of no growth and high unemployment, end of quote, that has been, again, plunged into a volatile new era. All of this demonstrating how very easy it is for even the most prominent of countries and regions to run off the tracks. That is what makes all that the government and people of St. Kitts and Nevis have been able to achieve over the past 5 years so extraordinary. In an era of terrifying global mayhem, my government presented to you our very own economic blueprint to safety, and though difficult at the time, you rewarded us with your faith. My government put forward our specially crafted economic approaches and programs, and you put forward your invaluable cooperation and your trust. Today, as a result, we, the government and people of St. Kitts and Nevis, have created, in the words of the governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, I quote, the bright spot of the Caribbean. Together, we produced the highest rate of economic growth in the Eastern Caribbean in 2013, the second highest in CARICOM, and are projected to lead all of CARICOM in 2014. We have attracted more foreign direct investment than any of our neighbors. We have provided life-altering and lucrative skills training to thousands of our nationals cost-free. For the first time, long-service workers receive a substantial gratuity should they decide to start a new chapter in their lives. Fathers are entitled to child support, and government-provided access to technology has expanded the skills profiles of students and their families alike. Land for housing and farming has expanded exponentially, and we are now an exporter of agricultural produce to neighboring countries and territories. Once a high-debt country, your government has slashed the nation's debt in half, and the Federation is now the best-performing regional nation in terms of meeting debt-to-GDP targets, and we are doing so years ahead, years well ahead of schedule. The tiniest nation in the Commonwealth that contains countries as large as India, South Africa, and Australia, the leadership of St. Kitts-Nevis significantly was identified by the Commonwealth as the country best equipped to articulate to the world's leading financial institutions the vision, the challenges, and aspirations of small states where economic development and debt management are concerned. Fellow nationals, residents, you elected my government in 2010 to demonstrate the validity of our vision and the extent of our capabilities, and we did just that. Not simply in an era of global normalcy, but in an era of grave global crisis and volatility. My government, therefore, has been tested in the crucible, tested and remaining strong. Like the good servant in Matthew, our work has caused the talents of this federation to expand manifold to the lasting benefit of us all. We have given of our very best, and we are grateful to Almighty God that our best has so positively and dramatically transformed the lives of our country's men, women, and children, not only for now, but for the generations to come. I wish to remind you, fellow nationals, that on the 16th day of January 2015, the Governor General, His Excellency, in accordance with provisions of the Constitution, and acting upon my advice, dissolved the House of Assembly, which now stands dissolved. The dissolution of the House of Assembly brings the life of that Parliament to an end. There must now be general elections for the purpose of the election of members to serve in the National Assembly of St. Kitts and Nevis. Today, the 27th day of January 2015, the Governor General, for the purpose of the holding of the said general elections, has issued the relevant writs of elections under the public seal, addressed to the returning officers of all of the constituencies. By the said writs, it is ordered that the date set for the nomination of candidates for each constituency shall be named later tonight by me, the Prime Minister, in a public meeting that will take place at Buckley's, and we shall make in that public meeting at Buckley's also the date for the country's next elections. Just a little beyond 5 years of the last elections of 25th of January 2010. And I will make that announcement tonight, buoyed by the fact that voters expressed their desire to have the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party lead our country in 2010. Buoyed by all that Labour has accomplished since then, and buoyed by the fact that Labour's vibrant and inspiring candidates personify such experience and innovation, vitality and wisdom, precisely the winning combination that we as a nation and a people must have in order to continue our remarkable march forward and upward. In a matter of weeks, fellow nationals, residents, we will all again participate in that most important democratic exercise, when, with our X, we will specify exactly which candidate and which political party we wish to assume the leadership of our federation in this moment in our nation's history on renewed boundaries, realigned boundaries, fair boundaries at last. Fellow nationals, residents, the population sizes in our country's electoral constituencies have now been adjusted in an attempt to make them closer to equal. And where we vote And where we would vote in 2015 will be the exact same places we voted in 2010 in an attempt to make voting a calm and seamless process for us all. This year's vote is the means by which we in St. Kitts and Nevis will determine the course and fate of our nation. Let us, as always, therefore, seek God's guidance and His wisdom as we are casting our ballots, in order that we might do so at that moment, both wisely and well. My fellow citizens, nationals, and residents, tonight at Buckley's, we shall make the announced dates for nomination of the candidates to be elected by our parliament, and also the date when general elections in St. Kitts and Nevis will be held. Good afternoon. Thank you.